Victor, thank you so much for sitting down with us. Honestly, like you do so much that I'm struggling to describe what exactly you are. I guess you are, one of the main organizers of this tournament.
Right.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I don't even know myself. I think it just comes naturally. Just a lot of the stuff makes a lot of sense. So
Okay, that's interesting. So you just like in terms of planning and
yeah,
then like executing those plans, it's just intuitive.
yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
Wow.
intuitive.
That's incredible. Honestly, I'd compare you to, compare you to Panos,
Right.
I was a chess club exec with Panos, and so he was like a god.
Yeah, I know. I've heard. Yeah, yeah.
Of course, Alex, I don't think has anything good to say about Panos ever.
Mm.
But for us, mere mortals, he was incredible. And yeah, how much time in advance did a tournament like this? How did you? When did you start?
Right. So we really started in October or November, I believe, when we submitted a bid, and back then we just had to figure out where we're going to play the tournament, even just thinking about who's going to be there, if we can even run the tournament. And then from there, we submitted the bid to CFC. We got the bid. And then we started planning a little bit of the initial plans. So, like, who's the arbiters, the rooms, the hotels. That was a big one. Like, the hotels. We wanted to negotiate like a nice place so that people could stay, travel out of the province, outside of Canada. I think that was one of the major things that I think we needed. And then, like, just after that, it was just a regular Hart House tournament that Alex runs often, that we help out Alex, and just Alex is a great help. I think Alex drove most of like the playing style, what we wanted in the playing hall, that sort of stuff, and Tanner. They're both really keen on running a really professional tournament, and that's why also like we don't have a blitz tournament, because they really want to focus on the zonal actual play of that, and not focus on like a side blitz event, and lose focus on like the actual tournament experience for the zonal players.
Right, like side events. Is that? If you are a serious player,
Yes.
it's not likely that you will play a side event, right? Like
Yeah.
a blitz tournament, especially for a tournament like this.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to win the national championship the next round, you don't want to be playing a blitz tournament right before it.
Right.
Yeah. Or maybe some people will, but I think most people are serious about chess. They're going to be serious about like just the classical portion of it.
Right.
That's what we tried to do at Hart House. Like, Alex especially really wants to set a high standard for tournaments, especially in regards to like in Canada. He thinks there's different standards between like Europe and Canada. He thinks there's a lot of things that Europeans do well in running tournaments that should be brought over.
Right. Yeah. In terms of just European chess culture,
Yes.
or even club culture,
Yeah.
I hear so much about it. The fact that there's a real communal
Yeah.
sense, right? Like if you're part of a club, it's not just that you show up, let's say on Friday,
Yep.
and play some games, and then you don't know most of the members of the club. It's not that at all. It's you're like a unit.
Yes.
And yeah, the club's ups and downs are your ups and downs.
Yes.
Have that sort of culture in Canada.
Yes,
In
we don't.
general. Um, is that your aim? Is to actually change the club culture?
I think depends actually. Some clubs in Canada are doing really well. They have really communal, especially in Toronto. I think a lot of the clubs like Scarborough Chess Club, Mississauga Chess Club, they're well known. They have really good culture. Annex Chess Club, like they do really well. But in terms of like in between clubs, there is the GTCL in Toronto, Greater Toronto Chess League, and they run matches. I think that's a lot of people like that. Like people go out to play different clubs at a venue every year, and then they have fun. not sure if it's really suited for Canadian culture to do that because of, in general, I think that Canadians and Americans have a sense of chess as a more of like a, less of like a religion in some sense, where Europeans, they like just live, sleep, and like everything is chess. Like the entire day is chess, essentially. A lot of the people in Europe, at least, and I think it's not really replicable in Canada. Also because of like capitalistic like culture in general in Canada and US. There's less of that in Europe. Like just think about the um, what's a good stat? Like happiness levels and people who work like hours, work hours are much less in Europe. And I think people are much more willing to play a chess tournament like every week compared to in the US and Canada.
I mean, in France at least, I mean, they shut down restaurants for the month of August, right?
Right.
Which would be unacceptable here.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, that is when you're making the most amount of
Right.
money, right? But that's also a nice time to relax.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that there is a big difference.
Yeah.
But you're, I mean, quite a strong player yourself.
Right.
Do you ever feel like you should be playing in this event, for instance, and that maybe that organizing an event like this takes away from other opportunities that you could have?
I kind of, yeah, I think I could have played more chess. I played on the side. I try to do like a tournament every 2 months or so. I don't think I wouldn't be able to play in this tournament, for example, because my rating is just not high enough. I'm close, but not there. But yeah, to play in a tournament, I think you really need to prepare a lot. And in some sense, it's more than organizing a chess tournament, the amount of preparation to really do well. However, I try to actually not prepare because I find it helps actually just to not think about chess for a while before playing because you get a fresh slate. But yeah, it's a goal of mine is to become a national master in the next year or two. I have 2 norms. I just need one more. 2100. I think I might be overrated, but we'll see. I might get my norms and then I'll be a national master. Like that's my goal, and I think I can accomplish it in the next 1 year, hopefully, maybe 2-3 years before I finish university for sure. That's my goal, and I'm I I'm not gonna think that it's gonna affect the organization work that I think it doesn't really affect it. I think yeah.
You know, Hans does
Yes.
say that you could either, I mean, I hope I'm not misquoting him, but you could either be a good player or a good organizer. But you seem to do both,
No, yeah. So when you're at a chess tournament, I think, and you've done organizing experience, you really have to focus on the chess because you can't get distracted by stuff going on and thinking about how the tournament is organized. So if you just have this focus on the chess itself and not thinking about anything else, you're going to be fine.
Right.
But yeah, Alex Ferreira, I think you know him. He talks about this as well. You can't be a really good chess player once you become an organizer. I think there is no way that you can become like really good at chess after becoming an organizer, for sure. Because there's just so much distractions. Unless you're just really good at focusing on the actual like chessboard. Yeah.
Right, right. And in terms of the attitude of an organizer, I think this might be my own prejudice, but I mean, I feel like if I'm playing a lot of chess, I become more and more arrogant. Because I need to focus more and more on myself, and I'm terrible at the game.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if you agree with that sentiment or not, but I mean, the attitudes of an organizer and the attitudes of a player, of course, quite different, right?
Yes.
So
I think it's a mental thing, really. I think as long as you have your mindset sorted when you're organizing a chess tournament and before you play a chess tournament, just have that like clean slate of everything and just start imagining just a whiteboard and then just rewriting your entire like weekend or whatever from like a blank slate without thinking about anything distracting. that's really just the attitude comes from there, I think.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, we've had a lot of comments about attitude and like the sportsman's mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you for that, and thank you for your time.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah.
Thank you.